And cue you this time. Hi, everybody. This is Brian Hoylman. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer here at Lofty, and we're really excited to present and really getting down to the nitty gritty, right, Wilson? When this is going jumping out and everybody listening in,
We're excited. We're only about a week or so out. So
about a
yeah,
week or so
getting
out.
close.
So this is really going to be a little bit different than the last one, and I had some feedback from users and everybody listening in. So one thing I want to start off with is welcome EXP to Lofty CRM of choice option, and welcome all of EXP to this great opportunity for everybody and all EXP users. We're very excited to share this opportunity with the three other vendors and making sure that EXP's teams, offices, their if they have offices that run that way, and their whole hierarchy has the best and brightest options available to really create an entire revenue stream for their business and grow their business. So that's what we're here to talk about today. And Wilson is the account manager. He oversees the account. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Lofty. For anybody watching this video, you may recognize me. I've been affiliated in many ways with EXP going back to 300 agent days with their original platform conversion all the way through the chief strategy officer to the OG platform they've been using for a number of years now. We all know who that platform is. Now we're migrating to a choice of three. And I want everybody, so hello to everybody in the EXP world. Love all working with all you guys over these years. Looking forward to continuing this journey with EXP and EXP leadership and helping them grow their business. I'm very excited. So Wilson, why don't you introduce yourself and we'll jump slides and show them why they need to be using Lofty as the CRM of choice and some options that are good for their business. So Wilson, say hi.
Yeah. Nice to see all of you guys there at the EXP side, the agents. Been doing some of these calls the last few weeks, and as Brian mentioned, I'm the enterprise customer success manager for EXP. So really excited to have more of you, the new agents, come on board. Like we mentioned, only about a week or so out. So appreciate Brian jumping on. We're really just focusing in on why choose Lofty today, and give you a good glimpse into what sets us apart from anyone else. So thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. I want this to be a really, really fun little thing. I don't want to make it long. I want to make it short, right to the point, get you guys off on the right foot. So can you hit that next slide for me right here? So what is the CRM? Now, the definition of CRM for us at Lofty is much different than what you might think as an agent. In fact, CRM is really client relationship management. Think of us as a search to settlement marketing system that has a CRM, but it's all one search to settlement ecosystem. And I like to say it's a CRM ecosystem, business CRM, product CRM, but essentially it allows agents and teams to run an entire ecosystem. Now, I don't want to get off this slide in a little because this seems like it's a lot. Trust me, as a business, if you're opening a restaurant, you're opening your business, you would need a front-end portal website to fully engage with the ecosystem. We have multiple options within the EXP CRM of choice to really dynamically create a full scope team, full scope SEO systems that you can upgrade. We also have the traditional subdomain freemium option for you guys as CRM users. And then we have a basic system moving forward as of July to all the net new EXP agents and teams that would like to choose Lofty for their business model. So what I want to make sure of everybody listening right now, I want to high level this. So very passionate. We have current Lofty users that will be watching this video. They either are a user, which is a seat under EXP currently. I want you to know that your package and your program is really just going to change the pricing in a way that you're not having to pay the additional cost for Lofty. You're just going in the CRM of choice. We've already accounted for that, correct, Wilson, in our system. It's very simple. When you choose us and you're already a Lofty subscriber, your subscription moving forward as of the end of this month will be under the EXP CRM of choice, but your package itself isn't going to necessarily change. It's very simple, easy, nothing changes except for your price. You're saving $40. You're not having to pay that additional cost for the CRM of choice. So don't sweat any craziness. Don't be concerned. Those are for the Lofty current subscribers. The subscribers moving forward, they have the moving forward option, which allows for you to get the CRM of choice to just choose this as a tech stack. It's just for the Lofty subscribers. They're here. Moving forward, net new subscribers, you can opt in now, and net new moving forward, you'll be under the $85 level subscription. Does that make sense, Wilson, to you and how we should think of it moving forward for all of these And within that subscription of choice, you have a lot of different opportunities to expand your growth program within Lofty that we'll be talking about today. For all of the teams listening in, we have two types of teams on this webinar. As you know, Wilson, there'll be teams that want to maybe do a full teams program and provide their seats or user seats a full system. This is a very, very unique opportunity for all of the EXP teams because this is really the first time they've run a teams down ecosystem and they're saving a lot of money. So the reality of this for all your teams that are accounts that already have a Lofty team account already and they're paying for that, you're able to migrate that team account exactly into the EXP system and you're going to get a substantial discount. We have a raise your hand, right, Wilson, group for this types of teams. If you're a Lofty current subscriber of an account, please reach out to us. We'll make sure you're set up. And again, it just means moving your team into a new pricing plan and you'll be saving money. The only difference between that and for all of the teams listening in is that your Lofty account into the subscription is a discount. So even if you have Boomtown and other Sierra Interactive or other third-party team platforms that you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars per month, and you'd like to learn more about how Lofty's subscription for CRM Choice can build out a full team ecosystem for you, you are essentially getting Lofty's full team account that could run all of any team account, be competitive. You're getting the ability to do that at a discount. So I want to give EXP a round of applause to really giving their teams a true choice, not just Lofty, but true business opportunity to build a team at a fraction of what it costs if you bought. And all of these subscriptions under EXP, for everybody, not confusing, are independent, privately ability for agents to run a private business. So your leads, your database, your sphere, all these things that we talk about today in this CRM of choice, in this dynamic SKU here, all of it is independent and private. So that means your data is your data, your team data is your data. If you round robin your leads, you're using a dynamic lead service or third-party CRM that's not connected to EXP's CRM of choice for your team. Please, please look into getting Lofty. And I'll be honest, the other CRM choices that are in there, they're great options as well. This is about Lofty today, but I want everybody to know that. So let's get started. Give me the next final slide that I want to go through and just kind of using a CRM is about time saving and automation. Unlike CRMs as lead, our system is search to settlement. We want to connect your SEO, multiple websites, landing pages I'll go over, all the way through collaborating with your AI built into that nurture system. So your leads that are raw, maybe don't know, 10,000, they're always in a state of collab. Would you say that as I show this system, that is the number one, this right here, the number one reason why agents love Lofty is that, and you've heard this, right, Wilson, from all of
Mm-hmm.
our current subscribers, it's so simple. All they have to do is when they put their database in, they can create a seamless, uniform communication, either automated through new leads or their database, a sphere, family, everything's there to automate the entire life cycle, make the agent the center, right, of that transactional journey. And at the end, you've got converted leads and you're making money. Would you say that that automation is probably the number one reason why, and as I show you the dashboard, that agents, this represents the slide pretty much?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's a big draw to any of the agents on the XP side and beyond EXP agents I've spoken with is why Lofty is such an attractive a model for handling their day to day business, is they have that automation piece in there to save them time. It's huge.
A lot of agents listening in, I'm going to jump right into the dashboard and walk you through the components that you guys are going to get, the full journey. But I want you guys before, and I'm going to move off this slide right now, I want everybody on this thing to understand our key features is about creating a mobile experience. So basically, there's no difference between an agent's SEO full front end website than Zillow. It's just a search portal. Zillow technically is a brokerage. They have to have a brokerage license, and then they have a website that they attract consumers to. Well, you want that same experience as an agent with the Lofty. We want a complete experience where you can connect to your website, maybe even connect to a third-party website that you're using. All can connect in. We also have a mobile app that your consumers can search through. We have an automatic AI journey that allows for you to create AI that you don't have to create it. It's all automated AI system that flows all the way through. We have upgradable AI systems that create actual tasks that you perform, like a full marketing AI, right, Wilson? We have the ability for agents to have a sales person AI that basically manages their sales funnels. We have the most complete, full, as you see here, Lofty's key features all the way through. And we have dynamic marketing and advertising tools to feed your funnel. So as you look at this, I want everybody, every agent team to know that this is a complete end-to-end marketing system with the most dynamic AI nurture system built in. Sound good? All
Sounds
right, let's
great.
jump.
Thanks, Brian.
Let me share my screen really quick. One second. Can you go to the next slide, please? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do me 1 second here. And it's not pulling up my desktop. So 1 second here as we go through. So can you go through this slide, basically all the feature set, and I'm going to pull up the slide deck
Yeah,
really
there may
quick.
be a little bit of a delay on
Yeah,
that, Brian.
because of the way that StreamYard works when it shares screen. So just give me a second,
Right.
okay?
Right. No, absolutely. We got when you're ready, let me know. We've got a few questions in the
Just
chat
yeah,
as
just go
well.
through the questions and we can go through that really quick.
Okay. One question Christina had, Brian, this is one I wanted to bring up for you. Is she says, I have a question around websites. I emailed chat but they were not sure. I Googled and it appears you only have one website. I'm in 2 states and want to know if you will be adding that or have a solution such as splitting the one website to two, i.e. direct a person to Colorado or South Carolina so they do not see the listings for both at the same time.
So that's a great question. I'm going to stay right here and answering that question so you can understand it. So for everybody here on the screen, agents, you get a subdomain website to start. Now, if you're an existing Lofty user, you've already bundled in your what we call brand or personal vanity site. So that agent that that's coming in, you can have your subdomain. You can on that subdomain, you can add the MLS so it's one website. You can also forward a domain. So you can have both MLSs on your site, and you can have one domain for forwarding one market, and you can also forward the other person for the other market. If you want to create the ability to have like custom sites or those types of things, we have options. You can do a vanity domain. You can add an additional website option if you want to have more than one website. Obviously, there's costs associated because websites themselves have hosting fees and things like that are built into our system. Or we have, it's really cool, we have a complete what's called SEO website option called a growth site for any net new subscribers July 1st. And that's a full SEO site that allows for you to optimize. And yes, you can add an additional quote website for that market, and that would all funnel into one CRM. So you have a lot of different options. Or on the full custom has 60 templates. You can actually create a tab at the top that has one market and another market, or there's different ways that you can feature markets on your site. You can do that even on a subdomain where you have like a little bit of your features areas. You can actually put a link and link that out to a separate website area if you'd like, and that would be a different search result. There's different ways that can do that. If you have some advanced, that's a little more advanced what you want to do, but yes, we have the ability to support that, Wilson.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian.
What other questions do we have as I try to get my presentation to
Yeah, I'm
pop
trying to
up?
see if some of these are just ones I've been kind of quickly responding to. That was a little bit of a longer question. Let me see what else I got. Oh, this is one that would be good for you, Brian. Georgette asked, how does it compare to Follow Up Boss? I don't know if you can give kind of a high level view there.
It's funny. Every time we do this, I never really show the product because I get a lot of questions on what I'm saying. So so again, I'm great. Love to just make this Q&As, right? Because it's this visualization, but so great. So Follow Up Boss is a traditional CRM. So when you think of CRMs, you think of places where you store your leads. And I like to call that a lead storage device, a refrigerator. I don't care how you call it, but essentially it's client relationship management. That is completely different to a front end full on nurture system with fully vetted IDX. So with Lofty as a CRM of choice, it's one component where your CRM exists, and those are the features of the CRM. You would have to go out and buy or buy a partner website integrated partner to then spend extra money to then make that work for a website full ecosystem. Within our Lofty CRM of choice option, you're getting the full dynamic website options. So you have subdomain, vanity, or smart, or what we call standard domain. And then you have a full on SEO system that's fully customizable website system for you as a single agent at a fraction of the cost. We're talking from a free subdomain all the way to a fully dynamic SEO system that might cost hundreds of dollars through a competitor website system, or might cost thousands of dollars for SEO, right, Wilson? So in other words, you have the full website system. It isn't just one, it's landing pages, squeeze pages, IDX, all that in one AI system. So I hope that understands the difference between just a standard CRM only option that has partners to keeping your costs in one ecosystem. So we're able to do a lot more for a lot less money. I hope that answered that question.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
I'm actually enjoying this better than showing because I think I'm getting more out of the questions and then we can
Yeah,
do. So let's
and
just
this
keep
is
doing this.
a lot of the interaction, with the group that's here. Kristen actually asked, "Will there be an additional fee for the SEO website?"
Yeah, so SEO, when you think about website and SEO systems, Lofty has 3 website options. Now, keep in mind, for anybody that's currently an account with Lofty and you're an account subscription, our normal account subscription for everybody on this call, please write this down. You're watching this video. If you go to Lofty Direct right now, and this is what's great about the EXP option for you. An account subscription means you own the account and it's your own hierarchy. That account, an agent, a single agent, is $2.99 a month. So if anybody watching this, you work for some other broker and you're thinking about joining EXP, right, Wilson, or whatever, you are getting the full ecosystem of a Lofty system available to you in the CRM of choice for EXP. So in your $85 subscription fee, you're getting a Lofty subscription platform. And in that platform, you have 3 options: subdomain, full website. It's a website. It just means you point your domain. And for anybody that's talking, that just means you go to your domain service and you can redirect your domain. The second option is it's what's called a Lofty standard domain. And there's lots of complications. You don't need to know this, and that's $10. And that, right, Wilson, they just opt into that.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that your domain is parked or part of your system. It means your domain and your system, if you ever leave, which you don't want to do, but your ecosystem goes with you. And then the next level up for everybody here is $49. And that's called per month. And that's called a growth full website. But it's more than that. It's full SEO AI, everything built in, custom templates. And there's lots of cost for us to host that and do that because there's MLS fees and structures that have to be done behind the scenes for you. And that is basically getting a full front end website as though you bought a full entity subscription. It's the most affordable I've ever seen website full ecosystem ever given to an agent available. And the EXP is allowing that price break because of the CRM of choice. So you guys are getting a massive break. By the way, as Teams, this full Teams version has a full freemium option, and then it has a full SEO team website option to manage your team. So those options are all available for you once you choose Lofty as your CRM of choice and full website deployment system.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian.
Can you
Charity
go
just.
back on the slide a little bit?
Oh
Because I
yeah.
love this. This is actually working really well. I actually like this better. So
Which one?
let's go. Yeah. So when you're thinking
Right here?
about all these components, let's talk a little bit about. So Sherry had a question.
Yeah, this question here is from Charity. It says, "For teams, can you have subdomains on your website? For example, our current site, each agent has a version of their website like amy.thelivewellgroup.com."
This is a great question for any teams thinking about using Lofty, and this is a very unique thing. So for EXP, this gives them the power to really attract teams. So those agents that listening in that have teams or want to build teams or build a business, and you want to be able to do even multi-teams in multiple markets, so you can do multi-agents from different markets, put them in. What it's creating is your own independent hierarchy within EXP. The only difference between the EXP version of Lofty's teams is that we have a AI built what's called a pipeline stage, which basically funnels all your new leads and all leads into a managed pipeline, and it feeds in home. All of these things are AI driven. So having that customized across 90 million different ways it's really makes AI work better for you to have that standard. By the way, no big deal because you can actually create unlimited labels, which we call tags. And those tags can be your custom pipelines that have full marketing, advertising, drip campaigns, automatic texting, dialing. You can create any type of engagement automated through the system, through your CRM of choice. You can create even postcards automatically be sent. You can send birthday cards to your dog. I mean, to dogs. I mean, this is a full Canva, full marketing system availability. So to answer to your question specifically, everything that you do as a team, your agents will be under you under the CRM of choice. They just have to be choose Lofty as a CRM of choice, and then you can add them under your team. And the seat costs, you're not paying additional fees for their seats. It is literally the lowest cost Teams product I've ever seen in the market, provided by a broker. And it has everything from team management, lead routing, lead scoring, automatic AI, lead accountability, measures all your agents, how many calls they're making, what dials. It manages what they're doing, and you can round robin any lead source automatically to your system. Hope that answered your question. It's
Uh,
basically a team system on steroids through the Lofty CRM team of choice.
for sure. Thank you, Brian. Question from Adam. One of my biggest complaints about KV Core is that the emails to clients through the IDX searches are almost always flagged in Gmail as unsafe or go to spam. Does Lofty address this to ensure emails are delivered?
Wow, what a great question. I love this from a coaching call. The answer to that question is that's a training call for this call right now, and I can give you best practices. We can't control what Gmail settings consumers have and all that, but what you can do is work internally on what's called email reputation management. So twofold, because agents are used to using like a CRM only that doesn't have IDX listing alerts. I want everybody on this call very carefully. 98% of lead engagement and return visitors is through listing alerts. So think of it at this way. Every lead, every friend, every family member should be getting some sort of listing update, whether it be monthly, weekly, daily. The longer, the more automatic buyer or seller or what I call homeowner renter traffic, whether it be Google paid ads, Facebook ads, all of these services, those leads need to be on a nurture program that's automatically scoring and rating those leads and then automatically controlling the search through the website. That's all automated through your Lofty search portal management system. But listing alerts. So what you want to make sure of is that when you import your leads from a KV Core into our system with the domain, that we don't just start blasting hundreds or thousands of leads randomly in a CRM with a bunch of email drip campaigns. That's what the damage is caused. So if you use a traditional CRM and you blast a bunch of emails and they unsubscribe, it hurts your reputation. So you want to optimize, and that's through our what we have in training called lead CPR to help you optimize how you engage your leads to help you protect from spamming them with a bunch of information they may opt out of. Does that make sense, Wilson, to the caller? As it's a combination of making sure you're using your CRM in a more automated fashion of value, so you're not sending out thousands of drip campaigns. So I hope that answered that user's. It's about training and how to truly use a full end-to-end search to settlement system to optimize your follow-up to prevent. We have some great trainings with Adam Gillespie. If you guys want to learn a little bit about that, he has some trainings that we have as well and access, and he does a lot of these Lofty as well. And he's had a great system in place for that as well. Great question, by the way. Probably the most important question I've ever had asked in all of these calls I've done. That's probably the most important question in the world. Your database is your single source of value that you have to manage, and you want the best automated CRM management system so you can work on getting leads into the system and also showing homes. You don't want to manage a CRM, guys. You want to optimize and automate that flow. Everybody here, if you're working a CRM every day and sitting in there every day, and instead of you're not doing open houses, you're not talking to people, you're not shaking hands, we're not making money. Okay? That's the bottom line. At the end of the day, I've been an agent. I've helped coach EXP agents for the last 15 years on how to drive channels. And you want a channel system that allows you to drive leads into your system and optimize with AI your ability to communicate to them and get them to raise their hand and say, I want to do business with you.
Yep. Here, this one's here, Brian, is from Kristen. I have struggled with labeling contacts with my KV Core So never really had used it because when my contacts reported in, they all were uncategorized, and it was really not user friendly, in my opinion, to try to
Wow.
categorize each contact. How does Lofty differ? Is it easy to categorize contacts?
That's another fundamental, basic 101 great questions. When I used to train for many years, and on that specific resource, I would call best practices. So part of that is what we call how you import your leads. So this is a good way to refresh on a CRM of choice. You're either to come in to refresh. So what you would do is, if you guys make a note, this is the cheat sheet of how to import your leads very cleanly. And then make sure that moving forward, if Lofty is your choice, CRM, but if you do this with any other CRM of choice, this is best practices, Wilson, for that question. So when you import your leads, you want to import them in a clean file. And I like to use what's called a tag or hashtag. So your import comes into the hashtag, and don't mix it with everything else. Just hashtag it, label it, and any import you can then automatically pull your leads into our system automatically following this simple process. All leads you import, tag them or export them, and make sure that they're clients, they're people you're working with. So what was the young lady's name that asked that question? Great question. Great question.
That one came from, I believe, Kristen.
Kristen.
She actually had a follow up too. She was wondering if we can send marker reports to each
Yeah. So
client.
you could
Yeah, go
do,
ahead,
all of the above. So let's just say you import your clients. These are people you label as the people you're working with. You're walking them down the street. You know them. They're clients. They're people that you want to. Like, you shook their hands. They're in the transaction. They're ready. You have them. You import that data in a separate client, and you really handhold them. You can have their notes, name, email, phone number, bedroom, bath, and notes exported out into a CSV. And if you do have labels or tags that then can be matched, sometimes we import these tags that are crazy, like 90 days out, that haven't been updated, Wilson, which is why we get these spamming issues, because we never update and we think 90 hot, all this stuff. I'm not a fan of. What I like is, I want to know homeowners, I want to know renters, I want to clean my data, I want them imported in, and I want to start fresh. So first is clients imported in. That's to define people you're working with. Make sense, Wilson? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
next section is import from, you could do this from KV Core, Follow Up Boss, any third party CRM. You export, it would be people that are on listing alerts. Please write this down. Anybody that's on a listing alert that's actively on that alert in the last 6 months, bedroom, bath, all of their search criteria can be imported. But we want to make sure anybody that's been active in the last 6 months on your CRM. And yes, by the way, you can export your leads from systems that give you the most active list first, all the way down to the least active. The reason why, if you have 1,000 plus 2,000 leads that are actively in alerts, but only 20% have opened the alert in the last 6 months, then if you blast everybody, you're going to get a spamming. Your reputation is going to go boop down, and you're going to get that spam file that agent. Let's clean it up now. This is your opportunity to go in, clean up your database, bring it into a much more dynamic ecosystem, right, Wilson? That allows you
Mm-hmm.
to clean up and start re-engaging them, what we call lead CPR. So those active lists will automatically send alerts out. You make sure they go out, and the notes say that, and it's automatic because we brought in name, email, phone number, those alerts. You're rocking and rolling. The next section are all the rest of the leads. I call those leads asleep. They're asleep. They've not been on the system in 6 months. I don't care if it's 10,000, 20,000. You can bring your contacts in your files, but they're asleep. You want to re-engage them. You want to wake them up. It's like lead CPR. Jolt them with a woohoo! We're here. We're back. We're good. I got something. 75% of transactions in your database are happening in your asleep file, not in your active and not in your client file. I promise you. They're buying. They're just not buying from you. So we need to wake them up. And there's ways to do that, and that's called lead CPR. And yes, for everybody listening, we have a training for this. It's a full documented training. It's really cool. And the fourth category is everybody you've done business with, past clients, friends, and you can even bring in partners like landscapers, things like that, and you can assign them their task in the system. And you can actually create an automatic marketing plan in our system that tasks your partners to provide value, lifetime value. So I could say, hey, in my journey, I can have my landscaper send a message on day 13 of this campaign with a message promoting a landscaper. You can create all of this stuff. It's the simplest, easiest campaign creator tool that you've ever used, that I've ever used. It's everything is very simple to use if you import your data the right way. So great question, by the way. I hope that
For
answered it.
sure. I'm glad you're on the call today, Brian. We're getting quite a few questions around KV Core. Charity said, when we transfer all of our leads from KV Core into Lofty via a CSV file, will Lofty require them to opt in to text? Whoops, excuse me, 1 second here, Brian. To text and emails. If so, it would greatly diminish the contacts who will be able to connect with, because people will ignore those invites to opt in, and then we won't be able to come and care with them,
I'm really glad we're
communicate.
doing.
So.
I'm really glad we're doing this way rather than me show and tell in the system. This is such great questions that I love, and I love to get this and me speaking. I'm not really gonna really get into what my former organization and KV Core does or doesn't do. It's a great product, and Bull
Mhm.
Trails, their new interface is really good, guys. And if you decide that that's the option you want to pick, we're not here to bash our competition. If you do want an alternative, and how we would do that, exporting your leads out of that, again, name, email, phone. Why we just said what we said to answer your question is your clients. Yes, absolutely. You pull them in. When they click on the listing alert or property, it automatically puts a cookie so they don't have to re-register, just for how that would work. This is why sending out the property and not having them re-opt in, you can do that because they've actively not unsubscribed. It's not a redo. You have permissible purpose that's carried over to market that lead through your domain that you've already established. This is why this is really important for you. Your data is giving you written permission to email, call, and task on a do not call list. We can vet that, but those leads are not with KV Core's permission to call, it's with you. So they follow you in your ecosystem. So once you establish that, now we do have to have a cookie or something that goes on. So that's why you want to import your leads and clients and active, because those alerts automatically trigger. On your lead CPR, you want to send the occasional property in buckets. This is how it works. So as you send those properties based on what they've looked at in the past, they allow you to click on that property maybe once a month, and that re-engages them automatically in that cookie. So I hope that answers that question. It's through your outreach strategically that you can build as you move in if you have the funnel simplified. I hope that answers that question, why I break it down and import client, active alerts, sleep, asleep, and then your past clients. It allows for you to minimize that have to re-register a cookie through your marketing. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Brian. Let me just make sure we had a number of questions that have rolled in. This is one from Georgia. I have agents in the U.S. and Canada. Are there any restrictions on features in Canada compared to the U.S. and within certain provinces, example, Quebec versus Ontario?
Great question. We have something special for Quebec and all of our Quebec French speakers. This is through our CRM of choice, and it's a special option that we are implementing a fully French version of our Lofty system in Quebec in French Canadian language, both front facing and back end CRM database management. That if you're anybody listening in of the Canadians in there should be mentioning this. Anybody in Quebec, really looking forward to this. Is, from what I understand, very unique opportunity with the Lofty CRM of choice for that. So if that's really important for anybody in Quebec, then that's definitely a reason why you want to choose us. Will that be ready fully day one? No, that's probably not, but we do have some options still in French, and we're going to be expanding that as part of our Lofty CRM of choice. And it's really cool. That's a great question. As far as Canadian goes, no, there are a few things that will not work in the marketplace that we disable because of marketing and advertising with zip codes, and those are like add-on not I hate using, but marketing resources you can use and subscribe to that just can't work in Canada. But there's not a very minute of doing that for over 15 years with EXP. What I can tell you though is that in Canada, dynamic social media marketing, like marketing social media, is very, very, very effective, as well as hyper local marketing in the Canadian market, more so than a bunch of Google pay-per-click leads that are out there, hard to close. So let me just say to everybody listening, this is really, really important. Can you do me a favor and just go on the slide that talks about the shows all of our kind of the next slide, please? The next one, this one. So for everybody listening, I want to end on this, and this is a really good stat, and then we can answer more questions. This is factual based data that's research. 85% of all transactions in real estate are done through agent center of the transaction. Let me repeat what I just said. 85% of sales that are happening right now in real estate are originated by agent communication. Okay? Pretty cool, right, Wilson?
Oh yeah,
Let me give
definitely.
you let me give you another stat. Lofty's full CRM of choice is to put you at the center of that transaction and manage lifetime value for your consumer. Every search, portal, search, friends, family, search, IDX search. You don't want to go into Zillow, you want to stay in your search, and you own that portal, you own that domain, you own your permissionable front end, full documented platform. You never have to change Lofty. You can take it with you wherever you go and your database. So if you have a phone, you're building your phone is your business and your database is here, and you can run your front end full operations of your business, lead management, lead nurture, CRM, lead AI, communicating to your leads, eventually AI voice to writing contracts. All of this will be in the center of your phone. That is the future state of the world of real estate. Your your phone case is what the consumers see. This is your management system. No matter what you do in your business, never, ever, ever, ever do you want to continue to change phones all the time.
Right.
You
No,
want a
thank you,
single
Brian.
source of truth. Okay, last but not least, 93% of all real estate transactions do not come from originated from a Google lead source, meaning the raw 93% of sales and for direct marketing flyers, mailers, postcards, open houses, social media connections, all of those. So you really want a full service marketing system that does auto social posting, auto listing posting, social media posting, Facebook, blogging, hyperlocalism, leads. So in Canada, that's very popular and very good at creating lead opportunities. And Lofty has all those channels built in for that market and for the US market to do all of marketing, not just Google pay-per-click management system.
Perfect. Thank you, Brian.
We got a
Let's
few
jump
more
back.
minutes left for
Yeah,
last
let's
questions.
let's jump back in here. There's been quite a few that have rolled in just the last couple of minutes, so I wanted to make sure I don't skip any here. Up here. Whoops. So one thing I want to kind of clarify is people have in the chat have been asking about the cost, and I know we talked about it already. So there's a tech fee that they would have this included on, but I want to just briefly talk about the clarity around the $10 a month for the website, if you could, Brian.
Yeah, that's really quick. So we have current state of Lofty subscribers. That's this, you're already moving forward. Nothing, you just don't have to pay with this traditionally. So let me just level set. In the past examples of Lofty, Lofty subscriptions where you buy an account, that's if you're not with EXP or not under a brokerage that has a Lofty subscription, like EXP has done. Okay. Our standard pricing account, like if you went to buy the car, is $299 for a single user. And then it goes up all the way up to, for 100 users, up to over 2,000. That's if you buy Lofty, and you don't have a broker opportunity like we have here for EXP. So now under EXP CRM choice, you're getting a Lofty subscription, which is just like buying it, and that subscription is part of your EXP CRM of choice. So part of your $85 is the full Lofty subscription, not $299. It's part of your $85 team add-on. So it also is part of your $85 to turn your subscription into a team dashboard. Now, what that creates is a subdomain and a subdomain website. Some agents, that's good enough for all of them. Some agents want a vanity, or we call a standard domain. That's where you get into that $10. And all that means is it's taking your personal domain and putting it locked into the MLS with your domain. And it just changes it so your email, everything is just that one domain. That's like a basic website. And it allows for us to optimize that. The next level up is the ability to then go up to the SEO website, and that's $49. But out of the subscription of choice, it literally is $85, and you get Lofty. The $10 is if you want to upgrade your website to another feature. There's also other things that you can do, like marketing, advertising services, postcards. These are things marketing you do, but it's all bringing it into your ecosystem. Those aren't really add-on. Those are just like any other marketing system that saves you money because you're not having to go to third parties that pay higher margins. Okay? So I hope that answers their question.
Thank you, Brian. One quick question on Canada. We were talking Canada earlier. Nathan asked, so is this available to all Canada, including Quebec?
Yes.
Perfect. And I know you talked a little bit more specifically about Quebec, so hopefully that's clear there, Nathan. Thank you. And then here's some others that have rolled in. Just is there a way to convert an agent site to a brand site with the included tech package?
Yeah, so occasionally this is like what we're talking about. So it's always different ways to explain language speak for everybody. Brand site means that your domain is branded on the site. Again, if you point your domain will go to the site, but as they interact on the site, go to different pages, it'll show like juliesmith.exp.com. That's a subdomain. That's fine. It's a full website. It's just mean it's a subdomain. If you take and do what I personally call a vanity domain, or what you might call standard, it takes your domain and there's a process when you enable it in your system, and then we're going to take that domain and make it your domain on the site, and it now overrides completely the subdomain. For everybody here, overrides it. That's our basic site. There's costs that we incur. That's why it's $10. Now keep in mind that's normally $2.99. Okay, if you weren't with EXP. So again, that's the brand domain. Now when you get into SEO optimization and fully brand all the way through, full brand, full SEO system, multi templates, luxury templates, full custom options, it opens up that box to a much bigger full suite of product of the site. Costs a lot more money for us to do that. And so that's where we go from most sites have been hundreds of dollars a month to 49. It's like the most affordable way, Wilson, for agents to do that. So that is a full branded ecosystem all the way down. And yes, you can do multiple MLSs on that, things like that. So that's like opening up the Pandora's box of customization for those geeky agents that want to customize. I love the SEO automation because it literally is full SEO and autopilot. It basically AI just almost does everything, tells you and gives you content recommendations how to improve your SEO all automated. It's like the coolest thing I've ever seen in real estate for those brand agents that really want to brand their domain.
Perfect. Just a quick question. Elizabeth was asking, so Wednesday, this was more of a question I'll answer. So the Wednesday session will be recorded and we have to send it for something July. So some people are asking, today we're doing more of a Q&A session, guys, with Brian. Obviously, Wednesday we'll be hopping into the Lofty interface and just showing you specific features and things on Wednesday. So if you can, please join us then. We'll have more of those as well in the upcoming weeks.
Please do that Wednesday. What I'll do on Wednesday, guys, for everybody listening in, we'll set it up. StreamYard's a little difficult to share screens, but on Wednesday, let's make that a full kind of walkthrough of these value adds of each, and then
we've got it. We've got it all set. We've got it all set up for Wednesday, but we'll be in there if those listening and watch or asking questions. We'll have that on Wednesday, so just please join us then, same time. There's quite a few questions rolling in. Let's
keep it going. I love the questions. I can be here. We have a few more minutes left. I love this being a Q&A session. This is awesome.
Adam has been in the chat as well, helping out quite a bit. So I appreciate you, Adam.
Oh, hey, Adam. I wish next time we should have you on with us too. It'd be great.
For sure. Kim says, how does AI help clean up my contacts? Is there a daily task list?
Yeah. So think of cleaning up your contacts as managing your contacts. So think of AI as there's lots of different, think about AI. There's AI that sits on top, like it's your basic AI, chat GPT content. It's kind of surface level AI. And what that does is it can, when you're just like in there writing your content, things like that. And then you have your Copilot AI, or your kind of AI that, like when your chat, like your leads are searching, it's asking questions while they're searching, right? Wilson, standard stuff. Our AI bot, and Adam, if you want to take that question and direct and write it out, it's one of the most, it's been around for 5 years. We're not new to this. We've been programming an AI nurture, AI communication, AI system to qualify your searches. So as long as your leads are on listing alerts or some sort of snapshot or community report or a more advanced home report, which is a very customized home report that you up and send to very select listing opportunities. All of this can be dynamically watched by your AI, and then that scores your leads so you know what leads are more likely to transact based on that scoring. This is all automated. So everybody here, that's automated. We do have AI, which are called agents. These are things that are like you hire AI. Now that requires a much higher level AI option that's personal to you and already trained and matches what you do. It's kind of like having your personal assistant. And we do offer those in the system as AI, and probably talk on Wednesday. Now keep in mind, I'm not trying to quote nickel dime. It just means that's rather than to go to a third party and buy and spend a lot of money, Wilson, right, on thousands of dollars, you're not having to build AI here. We don't want you to do that. So as agents, we don't want you to build your AI system. We want to provide the AI system and all the jobs that AI could do for you, like an AI transaction manager. How about that? How about an AI lead manager that manages and tells you and keeps you on track. It's like an AI sales agent that's available today. We also have an AI marketer that completely does all your social marketing. I mean, it's really cool, but it's doing the work of a marketing team. And that's for teams and also, right, Wilson? And the ability to have that. So, in other words, dive into AI, guys, but we have the most complete AI option in the space. So, automated AI through normal channels for that agent that asked, but really high level AI to take it to another level. So, we have all the options available, easy button as well as advanced.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Some people were asking about if they can't make sessions that we're doing like this, if they're recorded. They are recorded, and I believe they are going to be available in the EXP world for you guys after. These are all live. So I know for sure you'll have a recording. As far as where to exactly access that, I believe it's in the EXP world, but you can confirm on that side. Go ahead, Brian.
In the 1 minute we have left, do you have the ability to log into a dashboard really quick on your computer to share your screen with?
Let me see here. The only issues I don't, Brian.
I just want you to show the training modules. Can you show that real quick? You have the ability to do that?
Okay, I don't have multiple screens, so let me see here if I can.
Okay, so for everybody,
training modules.
Yeah, so like the training calendar and the different training modules, really cool. So everybody here, there's a little question mark in your dashboard, and everything's outlined. We have weekly, daily trainings on all kinds of different topics that are live. We have courses that are all laid out on how to use the system, everything we talked about. Okay. The problem for everybody here is sometimes you don't know what to get trained on or what to do. So you call support and you say, how can you help me? How do I, we have, 100,000 agents. We're going to probably have thousands of more. So you really want to think about compartmentalizing what you need to learn. You don't need to learn how the car drives, guys. Right, Wilson? When you buy a car, you don't need to be able to work on the engine. This is not, personalize your website, log in, make sure your database moves into the system, and then start generating leads, and then let the system automatically follow up. You don't have to build anything here. Everything's about making sure that you walk through the journey, but you're not having to recreate the wheel. Does that make sense, Wilson? Everybody here? Don't recreate the wheel, okay? We've been on that CRM build it out merry-go-round for 20 years, and we want to move people into the new age and let AI do the work and focus on shaking hands and showing homes, right? And that's the future. So embrace that. Embrace that. That's what we're doing here at Lofty.
Can you see my screen, Brian?
I cannot yet.
Okay, maybe a little bit of a delay.
Now it is. It's a delay.
We'll quickly. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
So we are inside here.
Yeah,
yep.
Just click on that. Yeah. So here, right here, and I know it's hard to see, but you have a library, AI-driven training. We have all the different training calendars. Can you just do the get training right now? So literally every day we have everything broken down into academy style. Some of the best trainings that you can do. So again, it's not learn it all at one time. It's just choose what you need to do. Choose what you want to do. Basically, all the things I talked about today are here on just how to learn the system. Just learn the system. And then if you go into that training question mark, because we have about 1 minute left, and just click on the Learning Center, please.
Okay, I'm going to need to stop sharing my screen after this to hop back in the Q&A. Yep. So let's just show them.
So we have all these onboarding, Lofty, agent, all the things you just talked about, all the things to help you get started with Lofty. It's all right here. And we do live. And we have talk to your AI, how to call leads. This is all real. Everything we're talking about is trying to help you do exactly what we're talking about in this call. I want you guys to be excited and not be afraid to move. Okay? Be excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Let me hop back over here before we wrap up. There's just see. So we've got
some final questions, and then give him that last little closing statement, please.
Since Lofty is also integrated with SkySlope, will our TCs need to change how they do things?
No, it's an integration to SkySlope. We have a very detailed transaction management tool that we can integrate, but you can also manage a lot more details of your own personal transaction management, and it integrates with SkySlope. It isn't, unless SkySlope has changed things, it's not both directional. So it's a push to SkySlope do you manage, but internally we are developing a full transaction to close and e-signature program, probably out really soon. And that's going to be AI driven. So in other words, we want your AI to basically help you write the contracts. And then if you need to change that contract, tell your AI what to do, and it can do that, edit it, and then create the e-signature. So that's real close. But yes, we do the sky slope, and yes, even if we do that, it'll still integrate, push the sky slope. So the answer to your question is just like any other CRM of choice. There's nothing we can do differently in sky slope than anybody else can do. It's all the same for everybody. We have an open API. Oh, by the way, for all your techie people out there, we have an open API. So if you have partners and third-party lead partners or anybody else, we do have an open API for agents, teams, and broker owners. So for every listening in, if you're an agent, you have a third party you like to use, and they need an API, we literally can help you integrate with that into your system. So that covers that answer, Wilson. If they had another third weird Timbuktu transaction management system that had open API, they can literally give them their API key, and that can integrate with their API from their transaction. So this is really cool for all your, tech agents that really want to do stuff and have their stuff very seamless thing. It's follow up us. It's anything else. There's nothing that we can't do that everybody else can do.
Absolutely. Awesome. I just want to say thanks again, Brian, for joining me. Adam, thanks so much for being on here today as well. Wasn't expecting it. Me and Brian are always excited to have you, and you're awesome helping me out with questions in there too that you're able to jump in quickly and help with. So thank you. You're amazing, Brian. Last thing I'll say is just, you'll be with us. It sounds like next Monday, doing a similar type of call for those that are on here today. Just know that before the 7-1 go live for the CRM of choice, we want to make sure we're giving the XP agents this type of a format, but just know as well, guys, we are doing on Wednesday this week, as well as continuing on in the upcoming weeks, more inside Lofty trainings where you'll be able to see what's happening in there. We'll take you through more of a demo and a process and explain things and still allow questions to be asked. So,
yep. And we're at our time now. But for everybody listening, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for meeting everybody. I wish I could be on air call with every single agent. I enjoy talking and speaking to agents and doing this. I cannot wait for EXPCon. I cannot wait to work with the EXP agents like we're talking today, all your teams. And if there's mega teams listening that have, 10 plus agents, and they really wanted to know, how can I create a mega team universe? You want to talk private with me, you can schedule private one-on-ones for any mega teams that want to build out. If Wilson knows this already, I'm the go-to person here that can one-on-one you for the first CRM choice rollouts. I'm personally handling these mega teams and working with you directly. If you want to have a call, so just feel free. Put a request in. You could speak to me if you are a mega team. Most of you probably know you. So I look forward to it, and I'm excited about the next phase and excited to get with these agents and really help them. So really, really excited. I've loved the Q&A questions this Wednesday.
yeah, it was
Haven't
great.
done something like this before, and this is a great for recording. Love the answers, and agents want to get really good answers, and this is a great call. Great questions, by the way, for everybody. If anything happens and we get some questions that weren't resolved, put them in. And Wilson can get them to me, and we can get you the answer right away back. And then next week we'll go through a full walkthrough of the system, and that way we'll have everything bookended. Full Q&A session, right, Wilson? Now we have a full walkthrough session next week.
All right. Thanks so much, Brian, for joining. Thanks to all the XP agents. We'll talk to you soon.